There were many magical powers in the forest of Ukraine. There was a tree on which a magical portion named Source of Life came down. It was a kind of magical water that could save the life of a dead person and even make an old person young. The magical creatures living in the forest used to guard them all. They were called forest guardians. There were some fairies among them, and some magical creatures looking like trees. They are called lesh. There was a man in the forest years ago who came here with the hope of curing his sick daughter. The forest guardians helped that man. They had pitied him and took him to a special place in the forest called the Dark Mountain, where there was a magical tree. The forest guardians gave him a few drops of the Source of Life. By this, his daughter was cured in an instant. The man was pretty surprised to see this all. The next day, he brought his many companions there so he could take over this place, to save their forest. There was a horrible fight between the forest guardians and humans. As a result of this, forest guardians defeated humans and threw them away. But the whole forest was now burnt. Seeing their forest like this, guardians felt so bad. They considered humans their enemies. They banned their entry into the forest. Also, they've sealed the Dark Mountain, so no human could go there and get a source of life. Thousands of years have passed since this incident. Now we see a fairy named Mavka. She wakes up from a long sleep of winter. As she wakes up, there is a hustle and bustle in the forest. The greenery begins to spread everywhere. She happily tells her pet, "Let's go and make everyone awaken." There were many fairies like Mavka who lived in the forest, along with the animals of the forest. The tree-looking creature, Lesh, also lived in the forest. After they wake up, the forest is full of greenery. Scene cuts, and we're shown a small city. Lukas was singing a song with his band to make his people happy. Hearing about his uncle's poor health, he left everything, and he had to go to his house. There he came to know that his treatment could be possible in the city. Lukas didn't have enough money. Later, we know that a girl came to their village for some work. She wants to get something special from the Dark Mountain nearby. But everyone knew how dangerous that forest was. That's why no one agrees despite her lure of the money. Lukas needs money for his uncle's treatment. He didn't have any other way to get money except working for this girl. The girl gives Lukas a page on which a leaf was made. His task was to find such a tree of these leaves in the forest. In the forest, we see the kind-hearted Mavka who takes care of everyone. She saves a trapped cat in her forest and puts a magical bandage on her injury. During this time, Mavka gets a message from mountain guardians to come to the Dark Mountain. All the fairies and Lesh were already there. She apologizes to everyone and says, "Actually, in the forest, I was trying to save a trapped cat." Hearing this, the guardians got angry and said, "Despite all of you in this forest, how can one make a trap? This is all carelessness on your part." Well, he had finished that trap with his magic. Till their meeting starts, and the guardian tells everyone that now he has grown old. That's why now the big forces of the forest, which are called supreme spirits, as guardians, they will select a new fairy or creature in a few days. During these talks, when Mavka asks about the rules of becoming a guardian, all the fairies start laughing at her, and they teased her a lot. They say that the one with bravery and a big heart can become a guardian. Your heart is pretty small. What would you do to ask all this? There is no hope for you to become a guardian. Hearing this, Mavka felt quite sad, and she left there. Lukas has also come into the forest with the two guards of that girl. As the guards point their guns at the animals of the forests to send them away, Lukas changes the direction of the gun toward the sky. As a result, these animals escape. Now he gets angry at the guards that we can do our work without killing anyone. Hearing his words, the guards also get angry. They say, "If you're pretty brave, then go alone into the forest. We won't come with you." Hearing this, Lukas comes into the forest alone. The animals which were afraid of the bullet sound, Mavka calms them down and asks them what happened. Who could have done this task? And when the animals tell her that all this is the work of humans, then Lesh, standing there with Mavka, tells her that we should immediately warn the rest of the people about the arrival of humans in the forests. She stops the Lesh that no, we won't do this. She thinks this is a good opportunity for me to tell everyone how brave I am. Now I will teach that person a lesson. Now she thinks of taking revenge on that person. She moves ahead. She goes to scare Lukas, but Lukas is sitting here tired from his work and is playing his flute. Instead of scaring him, she gets very impressed by him. Not only this, but because of his flute, Mavka's skin was also glowing. During all this, Lukas's attention goes towards her. Mavka smartly scared him. In an effort to run away from this, Lukas fell unconscious after hitting a tree. Set Mavka makes him sit on an animal. She was taking him somewhere to cure him. Another Lesh sees her. He warns her that he should be taken to the Guardians. Mavka says, no, he is a small person, and we will handle him. Lukas regains consciousness as he walks, and he gives all these reasons for his coming here and says, "Don't be afraid of me. I have come here out of compulsion, that too at the behest of a woman. In return for this work I will get money, and with that money I will get my uncle treated." Mavka has trust in his words. She says, "I can give you a drop of source of life. Because of this, all your uncle's diseases will be cured. But in return, you have to do this, that you will leave this forest and go away." Lukas had agreed to this. Before the Guardians could see Lukas, Mavka and Lesh completely change his looks, and they made him a Lesh too. Meanwhile, Guardian also comes there, and he can't recognize Lukas. He takes everyone from there and asks to go to the Dark Mountains, where a small function was going on. Lukas finally finds the tree that the poor guy was searching for in the entire forest. That girl had sent him here to find that tree. The fairies had long ago frightened the guards who came with him. They were sent back to the city. Seeing them returning empty-handed, so their owner, the girl gets very angry. During this anger, suddenly the guards points towards her face because wrinkles started appearing on her face. The girl goes from here in worry, and to end these wrinkles, she has to apply one last drop of source of life. The truth about this woman is revealed, that she is actually very old. And it is through this source of life that she keeps herself young. As source of light has been ended to her, that's why she has assigned Lukas to find the source of life somewhere and give her a lot of source of light. Scene cuts, and we're again shown the Dark Mountain. The Supreme Spirit in the function selects Mavka as a new guardian of the forest. Mavka was pretty surprised to know about this. The fairies with her were pretty jealous of this. The guardian tells her that the Supreme Spirit might have chosen you a guardian after thinking about something. Go and take your powers from her. Later, he announces in front of all the creatures of the forest, from today, Mavka is the new guardian of the forest. She has the responsibility of the forest. During this time, the secret of Lukas was also revealed. That is, everyone knows that he is a human. Now his life was in danger. Mavka distracts everyone to save his life and gives him a chance to run from there. Now the fairies run after him. Mavka saves him while he is running from them. Then she gives him the source of life. Later, with the help of a cat and saving him from everyone, she sends him back to the city. There he comes and gives his uncle the source of life and makes him young. All of his diseases were now ended. The girl who has sent Lukas to the forest for her work. Her men have kept an eye on Lukas completely. They bring the leaf to the girl that is taken by Lukas from the forest. Seeing this, the girl understood that Lukas surely has come to know about the source of life. Mavka has come to the city to give Lukas his flute back. Lukas was introducing her to his friends. While talking to them, Mavka feels happy to know that Lukas wants to do something big in life. He wants to go to the city and become a big singer. As Lukas plays the flute for Mavka, her whole body begins to glow. In this way, everyone learns that she is a fairy of a forest. Seeing this, the girl has got a chance, the girl who sent Lukas to the forest. She tells everyone in the village that the fairies are not good, but they're the devil and they'd killed my dad also. She instigates everyone that they were about to kill Mavka before they could kill or burn Mavka. The elder guardians saved her and took her from there. He explains to her never to trust humans. So they are not trustworthy. All the humans are the same. But Mavka thinks that Lukas isn't like this. On one side, Guardian is thinking this, and on the other side, Mavka is thinking this. On the other side, the girl had instigated everyone against her. She tells the villagers that before that, the devil comes to take revenge for his insult. We should have to attack first. The people were ready for the war. On the other side, the girl has made Lukas locked in a basement. During this time, a girl brings Mavka there and blackmails Lukas and asks him to tell her the address of the source of life. Otherwise, I'll kill Mavka here. Lukas doesn't want to tell her. But to save Mavka's life, he tells her the address of the source of life. We came to know that this girl was lying to him. This girl wasn't Mavka, but a man in looks of Mavka. She was saved and taken by the guardian in the forest. After getting her purpose, the girl again makes Lukas imprisoned. She throws a lot of water there, from which the basement was filled up. If the water remained filling like this, Lukas would have died. We see that she told Lukas's uncle that Lukas is in the trap of Mavka in the forest. We've to attack the forest to save him. She prepares the villagers with a big machine, has reached the forest to attack. Seeing them coming to the forest, the guardian recognized all. The guardian narrates the same story to his people that we heard at the start of the film, how they'd helped a man and he became their enemy. The guardian tells them that this girl is the daughter of that man. She is coming to get the source of life. Knowing this all, Mavka goes to that girl and jams all of her machines with her power. She tries to make a deal with the girl. If you take all these people with peace, then I'll give you a drop of the source of life. So this girl has no interest in this deal. She doesn't need a drop, but a lot of liquid. She wants to take over the tree of the source of life. Hearing this, Mavka tells her that she should respect this forest. She makes her remember how his dad came here. The guardians helped him, and you're alive because of this source of life today. As Mavka gets silent, this girl tells her the truth. That man didn't have any daughters. Rather, I'd sent him to get the source of life. The source of life has kept me alive yet. Now, I don't want one drop of it, but I want to take over the whole source of light. Hearing this, Mavka gets angry and tells her that you're evil. I wish you were like Lukas. He is so good. The girl tells her another lie about this thing. Oh, you talk about Lukas. I sent him by giving him the money. He told me the address of this place. Hearing this, Mavka gets a shock that she gets another deception. Lukas is shown. He tries to get out of there. But there was no way of getting out of there. He thinks that there is no hope for his survival. Then his dog came there when he was finding him. On the other side, the evil girl has turned on all of her machines. She defeated Mavka with her machine in a minute. Because of this, the creatures of the forest and humans come in front of each other for a war. In this environment of the war, Lukas's dog also reaches. He tells the whole story to Alesh there. How this evil girl has imprisoned Lukas. Lesh instantly came there to save him. He encounters the man who was protecting Lukas at the behest of the girl. Lesh distracts this man while Lesh is friend, and Lukas's dog saved him from the water. On the other side, we again see the scene of the forest. We again see the forest where the war started again. Mavka, who got fainted first, as she gets her senses and sees this war. She gets to know that humans are dominating his people. She doesn't get anything. Except for this, she goes to the Supreme Spirit for help. Despite the refusal of her older guardian, she went to the Spirit. The Supreme Spirit was ready to help her. But she also needs something in return. That was after helping her and saving her people. Mavka won't survive. She won't die, but will go into a world where she will remain faint. She doesn't care and tells the Supreme Spirit to give her the power. As the Supreme Spirit gives her the power, she turns into a fire doll. She brings a firestorm there. All the creatures and humans run toward the village, afraid of her. She comes to the village to destroy it. Here we see all the humans and the animals were helping each other to save them. The Lesh who was with Lukas tells him that this firestorm is none else but Mavka. To calm her, Lukas sits on a big bird and goes to her, but Mavka doesn't listen to him. Then Lesh tells him that probably she won't listen to anyone. Hearing this, Lesh has an idea and he plays a flute. Along with him, all the humans and animals sing a song. By doing this, the storm around Mavka gets calm. But Mavka's body falls after being gray. Everyone thinks that Mavka has died. They were crying to see this. Now we see her soul in such a world. That is called nothingness. The sprite tells her that she can never get consciousness. You'll be alive, but you won't be able to listen to or speak. Mavka asks the spirit to make her alive, because she knows that all humans are not evil. Lukas hasn't deceived her, and she wants to tell this to all guardians. But the spirit says no, it is useless. According to a promise, you've to spend your whole life here. Mavka says that you can't imprison me here. I've the power of the love and I'll show you to be alive. Saying this, she used all of her power. Suddenly, we see her soul had burnt in the world of nothingness. In reality, her soul has returned to her body. She was alive again. Lukas and everyone were quite happy to see her alive. After getting to her senses, Mavka tells everyone, "Nor the humans, not the creatures are evil. We should live together." They decide to live together. Mavka and Lukas have proposed to each other. They're pretty happy. Now we see that girl. The wicked girl who was lusting after a magical portion. She escapes from this all and reaches there, where that magical tree and its big stream were, the source of life, the magical portion. She was blown away to see that stream. She gets pretty happy and says, "No one can stop me from being young now." She jumps into the stream because of falling into the big portion. She becomes a baby. The film ends by showing this.